start and say a prayer. Place my hands on my heart. Taking that deep breath of love and gratitude. So grateful and thankful to be the two or more who are gathered in the name and the nature of love. Grateful and thankful to be here now, to release anything that came before this moment, to let go of anything that is to come after this study group, knowing that if it is ours to do, we will easily and effortlessly be able to pick it back up again. We are grateful and thankful to remember the truth of our being, which is unconditional love, pure innocence, perfect wholeness, abundance, prosperity, beauty, wisdom, clarity, the all good. We are grateful for our mighty companions, our earthly and heavenly helpers. We ask that they join us now, surrounding and supporting us in all the ways, blessing and guiding us, all who are here, all who may watch later. We're grateful for their inspiration in our conversation today. And we are grateful to be good receivers of the all good. We are claiming it for ourselves right here and right now. And we are grateful to share the benefits of all that we receive and all that we are with Mother Nature and all her beings, because we are one. In grace and gratitude, we let it be, and so it is. Amen. So we are starting a new chapter. Yay! Chapter 13, Release from Guilt. And section 1, The World of Guilt. Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, so I'll just start us with paragraph 1. If you did not feel guilty, you could not attack, for condemnation is the root of attack. It is the judgment of one mind by another as unworthy of love and deserving of punishment. But herein lies the split, for the mind that judges perceives itself as separate from the mind being judged, believing that by punishing another, it will escape punishment. All this is of denial. And then down below, it says the denial here seems to be the mind's act of denying its true identity. The penalty of this denial is guilt, and the way the mind attempts to escape this penalty is by judging another mind as guilty. It is not an attempt to relinquish denial, but to hold on to it, for it is guilt that has obscured the Father to you, and it is guilt that has driven you insane. The acceptance of guilt into the mind of God's Son was the beginning of the separation, as the acceptance of the atonement is its end. And I was sharing with Kathleen before we got started that there's several, like she called it, trigger dates coming up within the next few weeks. And so I feel like my mind is very squirrely. And I can notice how there are thoughts that it wants to go to of attacking another or blaming another or just shooting on other people. And what I'm recognizing is that it feels like the mind of a cornered animal, which is perfect from the chipmunk story that I got to witness yesterday, where my cat brought one in from the house or from the outside. Because what I'm feeling is I know that these trigger dates are coming. Tomorrow will be 11 months since Rudy's passed. And then just a week after that, or 2 weeks after that, sorry, is our wedding anniversary, the first one without him here. And then just a couple weeks after that will be the 1 year anniversary of his passing. And so I'm noticing my mind is like, I just want to get the F out of here. And in order to do that, I'm gonna blame my family. I'm gonna blame my friends for feeling discomfort and for feeling like, uh, I don't know. It's trying to escape the feelings by uh projecting onto other people. And I'm so grateful that I can notice it and then go, oh, hell no, we're not going there. I'm like, I know that there's gonna be moments where I seem to cry out of the blue, and I'm okay with that. Anybody that witnesses it, if they're uncomfortable with it, they don't have to be here, you know? Or I can just explain to them, I'm sorry if I'm making you feel uncomfortable. I'm just feeling my feelings. And, this is authentically how I feel at the moment. So, but yeah, so it's interesting to be able to be like a witness of where my ego mind wants to go to escape the difficult emotions or the feelings of sadness or anger or hurt or just missing him. So even though my true self knows that he's not gone and that I'm not really here, like I know all that stuff, but that doesn't make it not sad sometimes. So anyway, but so I am noticing like my mind, in order to avoid the feelings, wants to attack by, blaming, shaming, guilting somebody else. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. So, anyways, so I'm grateful for this section for today. It was perfect. And that's where I'm starting us with. Anybody like to share what they got? Comment on what I shared? I can move on
Well,
to.
I'll say
Oh,
what I heard. What I heard. Sorry, I'm scratchy throat today.
okay.
That you're trying to be self-loving, and the ego was created. I don't know that whatever to protect us, right? And so maybe it feels threatened by how you feel. I don't know. Um, and I wasn't gonna share. Let's see if I can leave
I think it
this.
feels vulnerable. It feels vulnerable because I can't focus on what I would like to be focusing on, or it seems that way, if that makes sense. Sorry, I interrupted you, Carla. Go ahead.
Yeah. So can you still hear me? I'm
Yes.
near my because I wanted to read something. I
Yes.
I was gonna read this, and I wasn't planning on reading it now, but um, I thought when I wrote it, it was about someone else. But what I really realized, and I have no idea. And the title, when the title comes to me, gosh, um, I don't think what it is. I just let it come. So, but I think it's God speaking to us, and so so I just thought maybe it's a reminder that what you're doing in form. Okay, I called it extension. I wonder, I wonder what can I give you to show you, to prove to you, to express beyond a shadow of a doubt that I love you. I concentrated. I thought and thought and thought. Then I felt and felt and felt. I got surrounded. I surrendered to the love I feel for you. And it came to me as easily as the love I feel. I don't have to give you anything. Just allow. Allow you to be yourself, the self you choose, and live life. This physical life, however you wish, for you to do whatever makes you happy without judgment and thinking you need to do anything different. To wish for you only love. I don't have to give you freedom, free will. That is already yours. If I need to do anything, it is not to box you in with judgments or to limit you in any way, to allow whatever you choose, whatever choice you choose to make with only love in response. And I declare I will not fail. There may be many times when the love I have for you will be delayed in arising or expressing, but it will never fail to arise. I will never stop loving you. It's, and it's hard because um, it seems like many people, we're all given free will, right? We're given the freedom to choose whatever we wish. It seems like there are some people, plenty of people that in this world don't seem to choose kindness and love, acceptance, peace, whatever, all that stuff. But I've realized it's what's important is if that's what they choose, to not get upset at their choice, because then you're joining them in the upset. You join them in the hate by not liking them. And so it's very, very, very challenging. It's not bad. It's actually a good thing because then this is when I realized that that is why our brothers and sisters are our salvation. Because through not choosing what we would prefer they choose, they're teaching us to choose it for ourselves. And you can't change other people. You can only change yourselves. And so like this week, I realized that, there's someone living here. She's not paying any money. She's using all her stuff and she's working. She's 2021 or something. And if I get upset at her for not choosing to be supportive, then it's like I'm taking poison, expecting her to die. No, I'm creating my own poison, and so she she is in charge of her karma. Whatever happens to her, maybe it's not happening right now, but I, I trust God, life, love, whatever, and so it's not my choice when it happens. And but it's and that's when I'm realizing it even more fully, to get upset. it that unlove, that I'm creating more unlove. And so a much more peace in allowing other people to create their own karma because I don't want to add their karma to my karma, by not liking them. And so that's what I'm doing. And so I'm like, so much more at peace this week, just allowing. And that's when the came. I don't know if it was before or after, but it came. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. Yeah, it's the realization that we're actually one with people that upset us. That it's really us upsetting us. Yeah. It's helpful, I feel like, when we come to that truth. Anybody else want to share?
Uh, I'll share. Um, yeah, he's just saying the same thing over and over and over and over. I love it. I mean,
Yeah.
part of it is the whole, right? It's holographic. Um, like how it says at the end of 4, the atonement is the final lesson we need learn, for it teaches us that never having sinned, we have no need of salvation. And that just makes me feel fine. Like, okay, I don't have to strive towards anything. I'm already guiltless. All I have to do is keep my mind free of being mad at other people, angry, and
Right.
or at myself. But just be kind to myself. I had an example going to my Course in Miracles meeting at the warehouse where all the 12-step meetings happen, and we were renting space from the warehouse, and our meeting ends at 11:30, and as our meeting goes from 10 to 11:30, people start to come in the back that are going to attend the AA meeting. Maybe I told you guys this, but and there's a woman who always comes in the middle, and she's a trained psychologist, and she wanders around the room and she asks questions like, "Oh, I was abused as a child. How do you explain this through the course?" And so she's like my savior because I just have to like grit my teeth to not just want to tell her, "Will you get the fuck out of our meeting? You don't belong here. What do you think you're doing coming into our meeting and talking about psychology?" So I'm working on her for months, right? Well, this last Saturday, 11:35 comes. We're not done yet. We always run over. All these people start to come in. And I just like freaked out. I stood up. I'm like, I don't even know if anyone heard me. I'm like, I am out of here. Gathered up my stuff and ran into the kitchen to wash my cups, started crying. I
Oh,
think, what is this? This is a huge trigger. All these people coming in, especially at my back, because that startle reflex of people come up behind me. And I'm like, what is this trigger about? Um, I don't know. I don't feel safe here, and I feel angry and self-righteous. And so got into it with one guy in the kitchen. I'm washing my cup, and I'm like, nobody owns this room between 11:30 and 12. And he's like, "Well, how do you expect us to prepare for our next meeting?" And well, come in at 11:45. And he's like, "Well, ma'am, maybe you should change your expectations, ma'am." I'm like, I'm not getting anywhere with him. So walked outside, and another man who the same thing had happened a few weeks before, he was getting into it and he was right behind me, and I turned around and we kind of got into it, and then I went, "Wait a minute, I don't want to do this with you. I don't want to have any grievances." And we got up and hugged each other. Well, so he's outside, he's coming toward me like this, "Oh, you look beautiful in blue." So this is a guy that completely changed his mind, as did I. And I hugged him and I was crying. I'm like, "I need you, I need you." I said there, everybody poured into our meeting. It was really uncomfortable. He's like, "I'm going to go in there and say something about that." So I wonder, I kind of almost don't want to go back to that meeting, but I probably will because I'm curious to see what if anything will have changed about people coming into our meeting. And then I'm like, one of my Course in Miracles friends, he's Steve, he's like, Kathleen, why are you crying? I'm like, I said, I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't. These are just people. These are my fellow
Right.
human beings. They're just wonderful children of God. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. So until I can stop making meaning of that, I was thinking I'm not going to go back until I can stop making meaning of people coming into the meeting early. Maybe they need to hear something that we're saying. I don't know the meaning of anything. It's God's will. But anyway, it was a really good example of getting triggered, I guess, is my point. And then
Yeah.
me wanting to change, and then the guy in the kitchen not being willing to change. I said, come over here and talk to me. I want to look at you. He's like, no. So anyway, it's just interesting. We have so many opportunities to interact with people, and it can go either way, just depending on what I'm projecting in the moment. And then I was calling people on the phone that sounded like they needed help. A couple of people from the drum circle that were really depressed, and I called and talked to them. And my Course in Miracles friend is Tomas, wanted to heal his body with his mind, and he's been walking around with bright red feet for a couple months. And then he was going to get on a plane and go to Costa Rica today. And like me and several other his friends are going, do not get on a plane if sounds like you have blood clots in your legs. Anyway, he's in the hospital today, he's having surgery, and they're going to ream out his arteries because he had no pulse in either foot.
Oh, wow.
He's kind of upset that he couldn't heal it with his mind. But sometimes we just can't. And they told him he's got diabetes. So interesting watching him go through just giving up, trying to heal it with his mind and go let the doctors help him, and so then, surrounding you with love and surrounding the doctors with angels. Uh, yeah, it's a fun, interesting journey. And thank God we got the Holy Spirit helping us out to read
Amen.
our
Yes.
minds. And having feelings because your husband died, that's so completely normal. Oh,
Right.
I still miss Ram and Paul. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
I've got little pictures of them up and things that they've said to me and things they wrote, they're all up still. um, yeah, that peace of God thing seems to be the most important. Just,
Yeah.
okay, I'm having feelings now. Okay, now I'm not.
Yeah.
Because it changes like that,
Yeah.
just instantly can go back to feeling peaceful.
Mm-hmm. And it's so like, even with the Course in Miracles, we want to control things,
Yeah.
like I can so relate to your feeling of like, I don't feel safe right now for whatever reason, and I need to get out of here, and uh, feeling that way, and then judging yourself for feeling that way, and feeling like am I making a scene? Am I making people uncomfortable? These are supposed to be my brothers and sisters. And I mean, I can so relate to that. And your friend who is, having a fit because he couldn't heal his body with his mind. But I know one of the things that I have been really blessed by is when I was working at the holistic health clinic as the concierge there, um, we had a woman come in that did hypnosis and past life regressions. And I'd never experienced either one of those things. And so I scheduled an appointment with her so I could talk intelligently to our clients when they called the office about it. And I thought, well, this is, I can't be hypnotized. I didn't believe any of it. But when I had the session, it felt like it lasted about 20 minutes. It was almost 2 hours, and she recorded the whole thing.
Cool.
And when I listened back, one of the things that came out of my mouth while I was in that trance state was that one of my past lives, I was this big, tall, burly Black man on some continent where I was captured by, some white aristocrats kind of people and put in a dungeon, and then they went to war, and I was forced to go into this war and kill people so that I wasn't killed. And so one of the ways that my personality chose to make sure that that wasn't going to happen again was by sending me here as a short, round woman. And
Yeah.
so even though I'm not thrilled that I have diabetes and high blood pressure because of my weight, and I've come to terms with, okay, this is my script for this time around. And I would much rather have that than be forced to be killing people. So I don't know, I've kind of come to peace with my body and the health of my body or lack thereof, knowing that I am not my body, and at the same time that there is a reason that the body is the way that it is right now. So I don't know if your friend would be open to, hearing that kind of an explanation or something, but I'm just holding him in a space of that whatever is for the highest and best for him is already happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he believes that too. He's like,
Yeah.
this is in God's hands,
Yeah.
into acceptance at this point.
Yeah. But I can so relate to that, like being irritated because I can't heal my
Mhm.
body with my mind,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and feeling like, oh, I must be doing something wrong as a course student and teacher, right?
and the thing is, you are healing your body. It's just you're not healing it of that thing.
Right.
Look how healthy you are. I mean, our bodies heal themselves all the time.
Right.
And other aches and pains go away. My neck pain, my back pain just comes and goes.
Yeah.
But how do we know that? I mean, God sends help when we unable, whatever, do whatever. It sends help all the time. Remember that story about the guy who's in the flood on the roof, and
Yes.
they
Yeah.
send boats, and God, I mean, God sent all that help, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
And so He's sending doctors to help this guy, and that
Right.
I was telling him,
so
yeah, yeah.
that is the loving thing to do, is to accept help. It's
Yeah.
very self-loving.
Yeah. And maybe that's what the lesson is to learn to receive.
Yeah, and on my part, just like pushing him, like, Tomas, don't get on that airplane and please go see a doctor. He was really resisting it. But yeah, he finally just accepted. He doesn't have insurance either. So he went into the walk-in clinic and now he's in the hospital. I mean, now he's having surgery. So he's going to have some gigantic bill. But, maybe Holy Spirit can get that wiped out too in some way. I know they have programs for people
Yeah,
without insurance. So
they do. They
it'll
do.
work out good.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't have known he had diabetes.
Right?
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Yep. So we are guiltless, no matter what we're thinking or doing or saying.
I like that exercise down on the bottom, page 421. Think honestly what you have thought that God would not have thought, and what you have not thought that God would have you think. Search sincerely for what you've done and left undone accordingly. We don't often get like homework like that. So
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can write that out a little bit, or at least,
Yeah. I highlighted that too.
yeah. Although the daily lesson, there's plenty of homework in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I loved that up in 7, paragraph 7, which is where that little note came from. As you look upon yourself and judge what you do honestly, as you have been asked to do, you may be tempted to wonder how you can be guiltless. But consider this: you are not guiltless in time, but in eternity. You
Yeah.
have sinned in the past, but there is no past, always has no direction. Time seems to go in one direction, but when you reach its end, it will roll up like a long carpet that has spread along the past behind you and disappear. As long as you believe the Son of God is guilty, you will walk along this carpet, believing that it leads to death. And as the journey will seem long and cruel and senseless, for so it is.
It
You
is
know,
very challenging in this
yeah.
world to see where it says guiltless, but yet responsible, right? And so I believe it's the soul that's guiltless because the soul doesn't, this suggests, doesn't doesn't change us from, if we choose unlove, then it doesn't, whatever, strike us down or whatever. But it's very interesting. I think it's interesting that in the Spanish language, sin means without.
Mm. So, like, without love.
Without. That's just that, I don't know, it's without. So
Yeah.
it's just very interesting. I remember that word. It's one of the few words I remember in Spanish because it's without. So if you merge them together, without sin.
It's without.
Hmm.
Like double lack. Yeah, that's really cool. Anna Marie, do you have anything you'd like to add to our conversation, my friend? I don't know if you can unmute yourself or not, but glad to have you here either way.
I think, did I unmute myself?
Yes, yes, you
Yeah.
did.
You know, I don't know on what page you are. I know 421, but in which book is that?
Well, we're in the purple book, the Circle of Atonements version of A Course in Miracles, the
Oh, I
complete
see.
and annotated edition. So it doesn't correlate with the blue book from the Foundation for Inner Peace.
Oh, I see. I guess I have to buy the purple book. I don't think I have that purple book. I only have the blue book.
Yeah.
Are you part of the WhatsApp group?
I'm sorry?
And are you part of the WhatsApp group? Because there is an app that doesn't say the pages and stuff, but it tells, if you get the WhatsApp from Linda, you know what chapter and what section we're on, and you can look at the app. And what I like about it is it actually reads the section to you if you want to.
Oh, on my phone, I can do that?
You can
Yeah.
do it on your phone or your computer.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. Yeah,
Can't get
maybe.
the whole purple books on the phone, right? You don't even have to buy it, I don't think.
Right, exactly.
Circle of Atonement.
So I have to do that. So I will, by next time, maybe I have it.
Yeah, you don't have to. I mean, you can chime in on the conversation. You've been around A Course in Miracles long enough that you know about guilt and sin and
Yes.
everything that the course has to say about it. So
Yeah.
yeah, don't feel pushed to
Yeah.
even get the app if it's too much for you.
Oh, no, I want to find the app. So
Oh, cool.
it's nice to have it, you know.
All right. I will send you the link directly. I do post it each week when I post what section we're doing, but I'll send it to you directly on WhatsApp.
Oh, that's nice of you. Thank you so much, Linda.
You're welcome, my
So are
friend.
you on the WhatsApp group that for this meeting?
She is, but I'll just send it to her directly.
Thank you
But
so
I'm
much.
saying that if you're part of that, then you can see what section we're on every week.
Yeah.
Linda posts it every week, so it's easy to get lost because my book had an extra section and it threw me off for a couple weeks. But okay, well, I just thought I'd suggest that.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you both. So I did also like 13 and into 14, where he says, but the guarantee of your continuity is God, not the ego. And immortality is the opposite of time. For time passes away while immortality is constant. Accepting the atonement teaches you what immortality is. For by accepting your guiltlessness, you learn that the past has never been, and so the future is needless. The future in time is always associated with expiation, and only guilt could induce a sense of need for expiation, which I had to look that up because I did not know what that word meant. But it's basically a formal act of making amends or atoning for wrongdoing. Accepting the guiltlessness of the Son of God as yours is therefore God's way of reminding you of his Son and what he is in truth. For God has never condemned his Son, and being guiltless, he is eternal. You cannot dispel guilt by making it real and then atoning for it. For this is the ego's plan, which it offers instead of dispelling it. The ego believes in atonement through attack, being fully committed to the insane notion that attack is salvation.
Mm.
It is so insane. It is so insane. And so when I read that, I'm like, oh, so when the Course is talking about atonement, it is really just talking about at one ment, remembering that we are one. It is not talking about atonement like you hear in 12-step programs, right?
Sure.
It's not talking about like actually going up to somebody and saying, I'm sorry that I did this or that. It really is talking about just realizing that there is nothing to atone for because there is no sin. You could not ever do anything wrong.
Mm.
That everything that happens is happening perfectly for us, by us, but by us before we even got here. You know, like Jennifer talks about, it's written in the script. So yeah. So I just feel like when I read that, I'm like, oh, okay. The atonement is not the atonement that we kind of grew up thinking about. It's really what they're talking about. Atonement is just the awakening.
Yeah, I kind of wish he'd made up a new word, but oh well.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Also,
enlightenment. It's awakening.
Enlightenment.
it just means we are one with God. We are the
Yes.
same.
At
In some ways, we are the same as God, actually. But
Yes.
of course, we never feel, at least I never feel like I'm the same as God. But actually, we are,
Yes.
because that's how God sees us, that we are part of Him or her, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
And
Definitely. Part
that's
of it.
a concept that sometimes is hard to accept, even. It's hard to accept, but I think we just have to make an effort to accept it.
Yeah, I've been saying I'm a little piece of God, I'm an individual expression of God. And so yeah, I have an individual self,
Yes,
that seems to be a part
correct.
of
Yes, yes.
I like that on page 1, just the very first end of the first paragraph, the acceptance of guilt into the mind of God's Son was the beginning of the separation, as the acceptance of the atonement is its end. And we know that this is already in the past, that we're already back with God. And I just wonder at what point enough people accepted the atonement that the dream disappeared. And are we going to be hanging around here long enough to watch that? Or am I just going to skip the rest of this and go right to God the next time I die? Like in Gary Renard's books, they're talking about Gary, you don't have to come back as many times now because you've been practicing forgiveness. In your future life, you're going to be me, R10. And, anyway, it's so curious. How many times are we going to come back? And the fact that it's not even really happening. It's over.
Yeah.
Trippy.
It is trippy. I find it interesting too, because we're not here. We're in the mind of God. We never left. So all of this, like,
Yes.
reel of film movies that we have in our mind of what our life has been like, what our past lives or future lives have been like, none of that stuff really happened. It was all just
Dream.
yes. So yeah, funny. It's really funny. There was a part in here too where he was talking about the teachers. Let's see if I can find it. Oh yeah, it's
5.
it's a note number 4 from 5. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Note number 4, where he says, like any good teacher, he does know more than you now, but he teaches only to make you equals. Yeah. Long ago, we said that the Holy Spirit shares the goal of all good teachers, whose ultimate aim is to make themselves unnecessary by teaching their pupils all they know. The Holy Spirit wills only this: for sharing the Father's love for his Son, he wills to remove all guilt from his mind, that he may remember his Father in peace. For peace and guilt are antithetical, and the Father can be remembered only in peace. Love and guilt cannot coexist, and to accept one is to deny the other. We are equal.
That's a big thing.
It is.
Yeah.
And people that irritate me are as much a piece of God as I am.
Yeah. Damn it. That's why it's good to remember to laugh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and watching comedy is great
Yeah.
when you're kind of down.
Yeah.
So many good comedians.
Yeah. Comedy has been a constant in my life for decades. Like, as soon as Rudy got sick, I remember oh gosh, I can't even remember the teacher that it was. He had some kind of horrible illness, and all he did was like sit and watch reruns of some comedy show, and he was healed.
Wow.
I can't remember who it was. It's not important. Anyways, yeah, the important thing is that when we are forgetting who we are, comedy has been a great way for me to lighten up.
Thinking of some,
Yes.
you know, that one where the the two people that are doing the news, they show the picture the girl drew of her attacker.
Yes.
And then they find the real guy and it looks just like
It looks just like the drawing.
and they're laughing so hard they fall on the floor.
Yes.
We should put that on here.
Yeah, if I can find it, I'll share it in our WhatsApp
Oh
group.
my God, that makes me just howl with laugh.
Yeah, it was so funny.
And Nate Bargatze, do you like him?
Yeah, I do.
He did that Christmas special where he's an angel and he appears at where Jesus is being born and he's like, I'm from the future. And then the black shepherd says, oh, well, it must be really, good. Everyone must love knowing all about me. And Joseph says the same thing. Oh, in the future, oh, they must really love knowing about me as the father. And Nate's like, he has to change the subject because no, Joseph, nobody cares about you as the father. There's
Yeah.
nobody pays attention. And the black guy, no, sorry, we are prejudiced against black.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yep.
I
We're
like
here to laugh.
Nate Bargatze.
Yeah, I love the comedians. They're very helpful. Laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that got in trouble? Such a good comedian, but he got in trouble for sexual abuse. He was one of my favorite comedians. He had to step away.
Oh,
Anyway, can't remember his name.
that's too bad.
Yeah, really. Good old ego got him.
Yeah.
All the people in the Epson files, whatever.
Yeah.
I have a friend that thinks everyone in Congress, Democrats and Republicans, are in the Epson files.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. But coming from a family where there was incest several generations back,
Mhm.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Sure is.
So
Abusers are actually very charismatic people.
Who is?
Abusers,
very charismatic.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be in a relationship with someone everybody loved her, and she she does it in secret, her unkindness.
Yeah.
In public, they're very outgoing and kind to me. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Weird.
And they are us.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're not responsible for their decisions.
No.
Anything if we are responsible for anything is what we choose with what they choose, and how
Right.
we choose in response. What we choose in response. I mean, I was writing. I got interrupted, but I used to work as a security guard in the biggest mall in Oregon, and they almost always every month for like a day or whatever, there'd be people, signs out there saying, end war, and that's really an incorrect focus. Should be start peace or bring peace or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're focusing on war, and what are they doing? They're intending to stop it, but are they? If they're angry at war, right?
Yeah.
And are they doing? It was interesting. I did the time. I didn't see it, but now I do.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Our intentions is like, I see in America, things are changing, and what the latest thing is that to the Supreme Court is going to be to let Trump do a third term. And I mean, it's really challenging to see stuff changing into stay in love, stay in
For sure.
kindness, and not go to fear. And I think that's what's happening. Trump was elected by a huge minority or whatever, but in actuality, he only won by a one in a popular vote by a one. He only won by a 1% margin. I think everybody's afraid of what the trust that be kind. And all you have need to do is vote. I think that 1% is not might be different. And
Yeah,
so
they know that. Yeah. That's why they're trying to gerrymander the voting districts. Yeah. But none of it is real.
what's gerrymander?
They draw the lines so that one party cannot actually have power over that state.
What?
They draw the lines of the voting districts so that one party cannot have power over that state. They make it so that only their party can win that state.
Then they're
Or
doing
so they
exactly
think.
what they're saying they want to do.
Right.
They're giving one party power over that one state. That's interesting. So I get that we're not guilty and this isn't real or something, but we have to feed ourselves. We have to make money or whatever. We have to, if your car doesn't start, you have to get it fixed. You have to do things in the world. But
Mhm.
so, so it's very interesting because it's maybe it's not real, but it's appearance. It's what's happening right now.
Yeah. I just
So
feel like my only job is to flood the earth with light.
that is your own job.
Yeah. And, absolutely, I will vote. I will march.
Sign
Anything.
petitions. I sign a lot of petitions.
Oh, yeah. Petitions, call my representatives. I do all those things. But my real job is only to flood the earth with light.
Yeah, I even wonder about signing petitions because it's taking sides. But it seems like I'm taking the sides of, humanity over
Right.
Donald Trump's egotistical agenda.
Yeah.
And it's not even just Donald Trump, it's the people above him that are influencing him.
Right.
Probably the Epstein file people.
Yeah. And we're one with them.
Yep. So it doesn't matter.
Damn it.
Whatever happens, we're safe.
Right. Exactly.
So
And Art and Persa in one of Gary, I was just rereading Disappearance of the Universe. They said at some point, someone that there will be a president that runs based on love. I was thinking, oh, maybe it's Marian Anderson or Williamson.
Williamson. Yeah, that would be really cool.
It would be nice to see. Can you imagine how much the ego, fear would rise up against that? Just like we are rising up against the ego of.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's always going to be that way, boy.
It would be really cool to be here to witness it. And I'm not holding my breath.
Right. Yep. Anyway, I'm going to head off to Costco.
All right. Well, next week we're going to continue chapter 13, section 2, looking upon the guilty secret. So I'm hoping our books are jiving this time around. And then I'm going to read some of today's lesson because it's a long one.
It is long. I love you. I'm leaving. I already wrote
All
it.
right. Bye, Kathleen. Thank you. Lesson 132, I loose the world from all I thought it was. What keeps the world in chains but your beliefs? And what can save the world except yourself? Belief is powerful indeed. The thoughts you hold are mighty, and illusions are as strong in their effects as is the truth. A madman thinks the world he sees is real and does not doubt it, nor can he be swayed by questioning his thoughts' effects. It is but when their source is raised to question that the hope of freedom comes to him at last. Yet is salvation easily achieved, for anyone is free to change his mind, and all his thoughts change with it. Now the source of thought has shifted, for to change your mind means you have changed the source of all ideas you think or ever thought or yet will think. You free the past from what you thought before. You free the future from all ancient thoughts of seeking what you do not want to find. The present now remains the only time. Here in the present is the world set free. For as you let the past be lifted and released, the future from your ancient fears, you find escape and give it to the world. You have enslaved the world with all your fears, your doubts and miseries, your pains and tears, and all your sorrows press on it, and keep the world a prisoner to your beliefs. Death strikes it everywhere because you hold the bitter thoughts of death within your mind. The world is nothing in itself. Your mind must give it meaning, and what you behold upon it are your wishes acted out so you can look on them and think them real. Perhaps you think you did not make the world, but came unwillingly to what was made already, hardly waiting for your thoughts to give it meaning. Yet in truth, you found exactly what you looked for when you came. There is no world apart from what you wish, and herein lies your ultimate release. Change but your mind on what you want to see, and all the world must change accordingly. Ideas leave not their source. This central theme is often stated in the text and must be borne in mind if you would understand the lesson for today. It is not pride which tells you that you made the world you see and that it changes as you change your mind. But it is pride that argues you have come into a world quite separate from yourself, impervious to what you think, and quite apart from what you chance to think it is. There is no world. This is the central thought the Course attempts to teach. Not everyone is ready to accept it, and each one must go as far as he can, let himself be led along the road to truth. He will return and go still farther, or perhaps step back a while and then return again. But healing is the gift of those who are prepared to learn there is no world and can accept the lesson now. Their readiness will bring the lesson to them in some form which they can understand and recognize. Some see it suddenly on point of death and rise to teach it. Others find it in experience that is not of this world, which shows them that the world does not exist because what they behold must be the truth, and yet it clearly contradicts the world. And some will find it in this course and in the exercises that we do today. Today's idea is true because the world does not exist. And if it indeed your own imagining, then you can loose it from all things you ever thought it was by merely changing all the thoughts that gave it these appearances. The sick are healed as you let go all thoughts of sickness, and the dead arise when you let thoughts of life replace all thoughts you ever held of death. That's as far as I'm going to read for today. Thank you so much, ladies, for being here. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Love you. Bye for now.